Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's very special tips and tactics. And the reason it's so special is because it is Thanksgiving week. It is my favorite week. It's the week of giving. And so this week, I really wanted to bring to you a piece. And mind you, I'm saying just a piece of my very favorite tactic. It is a tactic that definitely has many layers, a lot of texture, and a lot of different angles that we can approach it from. But today I just want to focus on one specific area because I think it's really important right now in this time and space. Anyway, this skill set, this tactic is leave the external and get internally minded. Think about it. What is your communication style? What does it look like in different settings, in different environments, with different people? Why is it that with some people, communication seems to flow and be comfortable, whereas with other people, it might be a little strained? And when I say strained, it can be strained because a lot of different reasons, but it could be, your self-esteem. It could be you don't feel heard or seen or valued or validated in that particular relationship or environment. There are a lot. Again, there is so much that can go into this. And I want to even pause right now and let you know, I'm actually in this space doing this work right here, right now, in this moment. I've had a couple conversations about it today and how I'm needing to be really focused on this right here, right now in my life. So leaving the external and getting internally minded means look at how you're communicating with yourself. How are you internalizing things? Are you internalizing things effectively, or is it defeating? How much of it's really about you and how much of it's really about another person? Are you taking on things that don't belong to you? Are you taking things personally? Are you reading between the lines that you and creating your own, subtitles? And maybe you're doing this without even asking for clarification or clarity or, to determine whether or not you're feeling about whatever subtitle you're putting between the lines of somebody else's words. Are you even accurate? A lot of times those mental reels, those loops, those premonitions, those rehearsals, those things that go on in our head, they're not accurate. Anyway, so here's the deal. Again, I could talk about this for hours, and I'm trying so hard to give you just a few little tidbits. So below in the caption, I'm going to give you some bullet points. I'm also going to give you a little quiz you can do just to get the juices flowing. Of course, we can absolutely dive into what, is external and what's internal at a deeper level. You can send me a DM. You can wait for future tips and tactics to see where we go with this from here, because everything that I'm sharing with you has a specific flow. It has a purpose. It has a meaning. Anyway, so think about this. Anytime that you have to communicate with others about difficult topics, it can be super difficult. So I want you to think about these few things, right? Like, I have to have this difficult conversation. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm feeling a discomfort, a dis-ease, if you will, around this specific thing. So I want you to number one, always be thinking about speaking and listening carefully. Remember, we need to get clarification that we're truly understanding what that other is saying. We also need to make sure that we are being very clear in our own messages. We want to make sure that we're keeping the other person's thoughts, feelings, emotions, opinions in mind. We want to be respectful. Always show respect to anyone that you're having communication with, even when it's difficult. Try to think if you can, sometimes we can't think about it ahead of time. Well, actually, we can. If we go back to the art of pause and being responsive versus reactive, we always can think about what we want to say ahead of time. We just have to ask for that space, right? Sometimes that might sound like, I need a minute to process. Can I get back to you? Or just hold on. I'm formulating my response, right? Anyway, write down a scenario from this week and see if you can't, I don't know, look at or decipher, the positive and negative pieces of it, or, do both. Check out the little quiz that's below, send me a DM. Let's just kind of take a look at where you're at. Anyway, leave your external or leave the external and be internally minded. Think about it. How do you want to see yourself? How do you want to be seen? How do you want to see yourself in your environment? How do you want to be received by your environment? But also, how do you want to receive others? Anyway, have a great weekend. I hope that the holiday was good to you. Many blessings.